Distorting text in Photoshop is very straightforward. Here I've downloaded an image from Unsplash, which is free, and I've saved it as a PSD, which is very important because I want to keep the file and come back to it. Notice in my layers I have two layers. I have my background layer, which is the original image, and I have a text layer because I just clicked on the T tool on the left. You can see, and don't forget there's 4 type tools. So I've gone for the horizontal type tool and I've typed a word in and just moved it around. I've made it quite large, about 500 points, something like that. Now, how do we distort anything in Photoshop? Well, you use a filter. Now, normally what you used to have to do if you wanted a non-destructed method of editing is you convert the layer first to a special type of layer. And it's called a smart object. And if I right mouse click on the layer name, it says convert to smart object. But these days now, depending on the version of Photoshop you've got, if I go to filter and say I want to do a blur, and I'll do a Gaussian blur, it will automatically say this needs to be converted to a smart object. So I'll click on convert to smart object. And you can see I can play around. And bang. But the main thing is, if you look on the layers on the right, the reason for a smart object is all the filters now are separate items underneath. And I can undo it and I can enable it again. I also have a layer mask. See here, the white rectangle below the layer thumbnail. And I'm painting in white. So let's switch that to black. B for brush. And I want a big brush. I'm on 1 pixel at the moment, so I'm using the right square bracket key, and B for brush paints in black because my foreground color is black, and black blocks. And so you can see now, and notice this is quite a harsh edge, but I can always go to the brush here and I can reduce the hardness down to 0 and paint, so I'll get a softer edge. Oh, did that not work? Yeah, no, it should be fine. There you go. So we've got a softer edge. But if I don't like anything I've done, actually, let's make the brush smaller. There we go. If I don't like anything I've done, I can just paint in white, and this will paint in the result, which comes out quite nice. I can also change the opacity of the brush. That was a bit too low. Where am I? There we go. So I get a sort of a faded effect on top. And at any time, I can hide it, I can delete it, and the original layer is still the same. And if I double click on the little icon, and here you go, you see, this is a normal text layer, it's still protected. This is a separate file, just inbuilt. It's a PSB, and I could do what I want. I could change something. So I'll click on the T tool and I can type in another letter, and you can see it's going to go off, but let's press escape, close that down, save it. And there you go. You see it's updated. And then I can go back again, edit it again, press escape, close and save. Let's hide that effect. I can do more than one effect or more than one filter. Let's make sure I'm on the move tool because I can move this anywhere I want. And I can go to all sorts of distorts. We've got noise, pixelate and so forth. But if we go to the actual distort themselves, so we can do a ripple, for example, which is quite nice. And what I need now is I need to find where... There you go. It's sometimes a bit difficult to figure out where you are. So I can just drag in here. Let's zoom in. There you go. See, we have a ripple. So I can increase that. Remember, the mask is still working. If I don't want the mask, I can click on the mask layer, select everything, and backspace or delete. That fills it with white, the foreground color. It fills it with white because the foreground color is white. Command or Control D to drop the selection. I don't need the selection. Oh, sorry, filled it with black. I need the other way around. So that was my mistake. So let's select everything and Alt backspace or Alt delete. There you go. That's what I wanted, to fill it with white, not delete. Delete fills with the background. Alt delete fills with the foreground. So Command or Control D, we don't need that. Hide the ripple. So can you see here on the layer, we've got ripple and Gaussian blur, but they're both disabled. And I can go to filter now, and I can go to all sorts of filters. Let's do a twirl. There you go. Let's have a look. See, I'm using the scroll wheel. Zoom out. Let's have a look what we've got. I like to see what we've got. And then I can twirl and twirl, whichever way. And so on and so forth. So there's some lovely distorts, zigzag, wave, spherize, and pixelate as well. All these sorts of things will distort your text or any layer for that matter.